I read a quote once. It said, when you lose your dream, you die. And there are a lot of people walking around dead and don't even know it. The program I created is called Find a Tree, and I work with students, gang members, and corporate executives. I first thought it would just be for at-risk kids, but I found out even corporate executives need this. Helping people figure out what are your talents and interests, what's your dream, and what can you begin doing today to make it happen. Not when you graduate, not when you get all the money you need, not when the world's perfect, not when you retire. Today, do something on what you're passionate about. So the symbolism of the tree is start with what you have. When you talk about people who talk about their dreams, they immediately identify things they don't have. I don't have the money. I don't have a degree. I've never done that before. People will laugh at me. The tree is symbolizing do something today. For a tree to grow, it needs water and sunlight. So same with your dream. It needs the water of action and the sunlight of knowledge. Let's say you're in 6th grade and you tell me I want to become a doctor. Then the teacher says, or the parent says, well, finish elementary school, finish middle school, finish high school, go to college, go to med school, do your residency, and in 25 years, you can live your dream. I'm 12 years old. I can't see 25 years ahead of me. And therefore, we discourage them. Instead, what we do in Find a Tree is you want to become a doctor and you're in 6th grade. Well, find out tonight how the heart works. And then tomorrow, the liver. And then another part the other day. And then once you do that, let's go meet a doctor. And she will be so impressed that you have information and knowledge on the body. And then I may ask, how are your grades? Well, I'm getting C's and a D here and there. Who wants to see a C doctor? Nobody. And once they realize, oh, my grades matter, they immediately raise the grades up. Some of my most memorable experiences have come from working with youth who are incarcerated. You know, I had a wonderful childhood, and I didn't come from a gang background. In fact, I went to private school. So it was a learning process for me too. But I took some basic human principles into the jail with me, and that is showing respect. And one thing I realized, most of the staff there call the guys by a number or their last name. My mother never called me by my last name. Armstrong, go, it's breakfast. No, had a name for me. So I called them by their names, the name their mother would call them. I would listen to them. And the thing I learned I had to do to get them to live a dream is listen to their story. Every young lady and young man I've met in a jail has a story and a history of pain. And that pain is like a cancer that's caused them to give up and say, forget it. And so by acknowledging their pain, recognizing that in nearly every case it's not their fault, it's some adult who let them down, but just by listening, and I don't lecture, I just say, what happened and how'd you feel? And for many, it's the first time they ever talked about that event that caused them to give up. I had one young lady, she was not locked up, but she was in the continuation program at Continuation High School. And she told the principal one day, I quit, I'm leaving. And I knew if she quit that school, it was over. So I asked her to come back one more day, and let's have a healing circle. And what that means is we sit in a circle, and I kind of interview somebody to get them talking about their story. And this young lady always looked at me like she was in pain. And I asked her, I said, I'm going to say 2 words to you, and I'm going to be quiet. What happened? She took a deep breath and said that 2 years ago, I was raped. I've never told anybody what happened. Not my family, nobody, because my parents would have killed him. My father would have killed the young man. And she described in detail in front of 50 kids what happened. I thought I traumatized her by the end of the session. We're all in tears. But the next day is the first time she sat up and smiled. Next time I saw her a week later, she was coming to school with a new attitude. And so many young people have a story. You know, it could be divorce, it could be abuse of some sort, who knows what. And they've never told their story. Before you plant a seed, you got to clear the ground of the weeds and the trash. Until you do that, nothing's going to grow. So over time, I've learned I've got to listen and let them know that I care. So no matter how crazy the dream is, if you get started, good things happen.